Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Diksha. Now today I'm gonna be doing this Karwa Chauth look. It's got purple smoky eyes with very blushed neutral pink lips. Now I just feel this is just the perfect look for this season, as it is very different from all the bold looks floating around. Let's get started. Okay, the first thing that I'm using is priming up my face by using Lakme Absolute Blur Perfect Primer. Now this has got a very silicone texture. It's very easy to blend and it's got pink undertones to it, so it sort of just highlights your face while making it a perfect base for easy application of your makeup. Next, moving on, I'm using a liquid illuminator by L'Oreal. It's the L'Oreal True Match Lumi in the shade Rose. This is a reddish sort of illuminator, reddish golden illuminator, rose gold illuminator, and it's very subtle, but it gives you just the perfect amount of glow that you need for the Karwa Chauth look. Next I'm using Lakme 9 to 5 Weightless Mousse Foundation. It's in the shade Rose Ivory 01. Now this has got a very thick moussey texture. You need to blend it a little bit before applying to your face so that it comes to a creamy texture. So after blending it becomes very creamy and it's very easily buildable. Now this has got sheer to medium coverage and it's pretty much buildable, so you can use according to your needs. I'm using a beauty blender to blend this out. It's very easy to blend. It's just perfect amount and just sits there for the whole day. Now I don't need a concealer, so I'm skipping on the concealer part. If you need it, please feel free to use it. Next I'm locking up my base by using L'Oreal Matte Milkshake Compact Powder in the shade G1. I'm just using it lightly to brush around all over my face, as my skin tends to get a little oily as the day progresses. So I'm just lightly brushing around on my face to set in all the base. Next, moving on to eyes, I'm using this Lakme Absolute Illuminating eyeshadow range. It's in the shade French Rose. I'm going to be using this palette for my transition colors. I'm using this brown shade for my transition color. I'm lightly going to place it in my crease area and blend it with a very light hand. Nothing really strong out there, just blending it out in the crease area. Please make sure you don't go in the lid area, just keep it to the crease area and blend it very lightly with your hands. This is going to be a real transition color for the look that I'm creating. Next I'm using this Lakme 9 to 5 Eye Portrait in the shade Banjo Rush. I'm going to be using the purple shade from it to place it all over my lid area. Now this color is pretty much buildable. It's got a little sheer texture to it, so you need to build it to get a high intensity color. So I'm going to be using it 2-3 times just to build that color. I'm lightly patting it on the lids right now. Nothing really much out there. Very lightly with my hand I'm patting all the color on the lid. While patting, I'm also blending it by patting it only with the transition shade so that there are no harsh edges and the eye makeup looks perfectly blended with each other. Just removing off the little excess fallout there. Next I'm using the Sugar highlighter in the shade Champagne 01. I'm going to be using it to highlight my brow bones. You can use any highlighter or any highlighting shade that you have. I'm going to be placing it under my eyebrow and in the inner corner of my eye so that the eye pops up. It's usually advisable, or it's usually great to use a highlighting shade on the inner corners, as it just tends to make your eye look more dramatic and open. With the same brush and same purple color, I'm just going to be lightly putting on some eyeshadow on the lower lid of my eyes. Now moving on to brows, I'm using the Wet n Wild brow pencil in the shade Brunettes Do It Better. Nothing dramatic out here. I'm just going to be filling out my brows, just giving it a very natural shape, as I like natural eyebrows. I'm not very much a prefer the dramatic eyebrows. I'm lightly filling it up, and with the help of the spoolie I'm just brushing all of them together. Moving on to the liner, I'm using a Lakme Absolute liner in the shade black, Absolute Shine liner. No winged eye, nothing dramatic. I'm just lightly lining my upper eyelids. A very thin line, just to define my eyes, because I don't want anything more dramatic. So already we have the smoky eye done. Next, I'm using this Maybelline Lasting Gel Drama eye pencil in the shade nude. I'm going to be using it on the lower eyelid, lower lash line. Now that's just to pop up my eyes. Next, I'm moving on to the mascara. I'm using Maybelline Hyper Curl Mascara in the shade Washable Black. Now I'm not very fond of the falsies, so I don't like using it. If you are one who likes it, please feel free to go ahead and use them, and I feel this mascara does the thing. Next, moving on to the bronzer, I'm just going to be taking the Maybelline V-Face Powder Duo in the shade Light Medium, and using the contouring shade, I'm lightly going to bronze and contour my cheeks a bit, as I do need contouring a little bit. So I'm very lightly contouring my face, nothing very harsh, nothing very dramatic, very soft, defined contouring. Next, moving into the blush, I'm using the Sugar Peach Peak Blush 01, lightly dabbing on my face first, and then going to be blending it out very lightly. I think it's just the perfect peachish pink shade. Now moving on to the highlighter, I'm using the Sugar Highlighter in the shade Champagne 01. I'm going to be using a fan brush to highlight my high points of the face, cheekbones, the bridge of the nose, and the cupid's bow. I don't like highlighting my forehead, as it's really oily. Moving on to the lips, I'm using Lakme 925 Weightless Mousse lipstick in the shade Blush Velvet. It's a very pretty pinkish nude shade. I think it's just the perfect for all skin types and tones. You can use it, and it just pairs up very well with a smoky eye look. So this is my finished look. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and do not forget to share it, guys. Hope you like the video, and keep growing this Karwa Chauth.